destiny.
Every time it's on everything, the lies you cheesing, I'm cheddaring. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gon' stop till I rest in peace and they put a hold on my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200. Every time, know what I'ma run from. I'm that one opponent, you don't want none from. Manual vet where my strength get pumped from. So what's the lie to a child of God? Standing toe to toe, no hiding now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock. I got the sauce, you want my to hide. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is happy, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have caught me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as they is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Lives around and call me on my A game. So speed like the A train. The things that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. I'm by myself, I don't gang bang. When you get it, I'm down, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that I would chest it.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it up, but I won't lose hope. Cause I'm still stalking my destiny. I'm still stalking my destiny.
Hey, good afternoon. What up, BFam1096.com? How y'all doing? Facebook, shout out to y'all at YouTube. This is Tea Time with Tara, live and on air. I am your host, Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe you have a voice and it needs to be heard. Listen, if you haven't already, and a lot of you have not, while I appreciate you coming back every week to listen in to the show, head over to my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I go live or when I create a short or upload a video. While you're there, check out seasons 1, 2, and 3 of the Tea Time with Tara show, where I interview guests and ask them what they need on their journey to stalking their destiny. And in Stalking Your Destiny, we believe that everything you want to become, you already are, y'all. So welcome back for another episode of Tea Time with Tara, live and on air. Again, I am your host, Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Now, if you would, y'all, this is interactive, so feel free to hit the comment boxes, the chat box, whatever you're tuning in. Just feel free to engage while I'm live, or even if you're seeing this as a replay, feel free to engage with me on the video. If you do it after the show is live, I will respond later, most likely. Okay. If your comment is something I need to respond to, I will definitely respond later. Okay. So be sure to do that. How are y'all doing this week? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know how your weekend was. I kind of feel a little blurry about stuff with my weekend because there wasn't much going on, but I did see an old friend of mine and it was really good to celebrate her birthday with her. So how was your weekend? How are you doing? And you know what I find? I went to church on Sunday and I hadn't been in a minute. And what I find is that when people ask you how you're doing, it's really like at that moment, what do I think about how I've been doing, or how much am I responding to here? How much of how I'm doing, how much time frame? And I always try to go back to the last time that I saw these people to, answer honestly, right? But I really didn't know what to say other than like, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm all right, which is the truth. I'm good, I'm okay, I'm all right. But it's just like, what is my mind on at that time? So let me know, how are you doing at this time that you're seeing this and hearing this? How are you doing today and in this moment? I'm going to go ahead forward with our affirmations. I'm good today too, by the way. I'm good. It's a little warm in here, so we're going to try to get this show smooth for you guys as possible and try to get through the entire show today as well. We're going to go forward with our affirmations, though, sponsored by Tea Time Enterprises, LLC. Okay. The world needs all you have to offer. And so our affirmations are: I am, I have, and I will. And then we declare what kind of day we're going to have or what kind of week. You do your affirmations, you can do them daily or you can do them weekly. And so our affirmations today are: I am a big deal. I am a big deal, because if you don't believe that you're a big deal or believe in yourself at all, it's harder for other people to believe in you. And while other people could believe in you and try to push you forward, you still got to believe yourself that you are a big deal. Okay. So I am a big deal. I have to let go of toxic hope that others will step up to a plate they take for granted daily. Oh, I'm gonna say that again. Oh, that was a big one. I have to let go of toxic hope, y'all. Toxic hope that others will step up to a plate they take for granted daily. Y'all, please, I just could not. I don't know. This could go so many different directions, okay? But especially in relationships, y'all, and how you relate to people, okay? How any type of ship is what I'm talking about. Friendship, romantic relationship, business relationship, okay? Family relationship. Stop hoping that other people will, like, they take you for granted all the time. Why do you think one day they're just going to step up to the plate? Why are we still hoping for that? And that portion of it, in terms of accountability, makes the hope for us is toxic. We're the ones. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words today. I have no idea what's happening here with this. So please excuse me for stumbling over my words. However, we have to let go of that toxic hope. And first of all, we have to acknowledge that we're the ones that's toxic, because we keep hoping, although we see it. Maya Angelou said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time, right? And so most of the time we don't believe them the first time. We got to see it again and again and again. But while you're seeing this, open your eyes and see it. Like, receive what they're showing you. Okay, mark it down on a dotted line. This is who this person is showing you that they are. Okay, and so I have to let go of toxic hope that others will step up to a plate they take for granted daily. Okay, and I will keep shining and living my best life for me. Right. So you got to believe in you, like, I am a big deal. Right. Then you have to let go of toxic hope that other people will do something they haven't done the entire time. Okay. Then you got to remember that you still get to keep shining. Okay. And you choose to live the best life for yourself. Okay. That has nothing to do with hurting other people. That has nothing to do with selfish ambition. It is about self-preservation, though. It is about being mindful that you help others take you for granted. And I believe we've all been guilty of that. I've been guilty of that, helping other people take me for granted because of that toxic hope. Ooh. Okay. And so today will be an It's Possible day. It's possible. Okay. So let me know too. What are you believing for? What are you believing for? Because again, if you don't believe, in you, then it's really hard for other people to do it. So what are you believing for? Those are our affirmations for today. Give me 1 second, drink some water real quick. Cause I don't know what the message is for today, y'all, but we're gonna get them out, okay? Whether I'm stumbling or not, we're gonna get these messages out. We're gonna go right ahead to our food for thought quotes for today. And actually, our food for thought quotes recently and in the next several weeks are still coming from, I think the next several weeks, maybe just the next couple of weeks, are coming from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And today's food for thought quote is the Think and Grow Rich poem. I hate that I am stumbling over these words, y'all. Bear with me. Again, I have no idea why this is happening. It seems like an attack or something, because I'm very well spoken. So this is weird. However, our food for thought quote brought to you by Stalk Your Destiny, where everything you want to become, you already are. This is the Think and Grow Rich poem, okay, from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It says, if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you will lose, if you think you are, hold on, y'all. I gotta think about it. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but you think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you will lose, you're lost. For out in the world we find Success begins with the fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Okay, y'all, I'm so getting thrown off by this stumbling, but like I said, we're going to keep this show going. I'm going to say it again because I want you guys to pick up all the differences in this poem, okay? Because this is the food for thought quote, okay? And just like this moment right now, I'm stumbling forward, okay? If you're going to fail forward. There's a book by Tavis Smiley called Fail Forward. There's a speech where Denzel Washington includes that if you're going to fall forward, okay? And so I'm going to stumble through this because I have, again, there's no reason why I'm stumbling over my words today. This is something very new to me and weird. However, we're going to fail forward. We're going to keep going. All right. And I'm going to read this again because there's so many different pieces to this that should stay with you. Okay. So if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. This is all about mindset, right? Putting your mind on the positive and not the negative. Okay. Which is a hard transition to make. If you think you will lose, you're lost. For out in the world we find success begins with the fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. And the thing about that is really about being resilient. It's really about never giving up. It's really about, not only changing your mindset, but y'all know I like to talk about vantage points and things like that too. It's just pivot in your thinking, really, but pivot in your actions, right? Because as the mind thinks, the body follows. And so in order for you to go towards victory, in order for you to go towards success and reaching your destiny or your place of destination, right? In order for that to happen, you got to believe that you can. You've got to believe that you will reach it. And so even though life can throw us all these different turns and twists and things like that, there's so many plot twists that we get in life, but those things can discourage us, right? And so it's up to us to decide, how long will I be discouraged? Because discouragement does come, but how long will I be discouraged? Will I allow this to make me forfeit my destiny? And so the goal here is to be sure that it does not forfeit your destiny. The goal here is to just make sure that you focus your mind on victory, focus your mind on knowing that you're worthy, right? Thinking that you can do this or that, you can overcome this or that. And so it's really about right thinking. This is a poem that I do with my sons. I say it with my sons to just get them to understand it. If I don't have anything else in their head, okay, this is in their head. So, you learn things now and you reach for them. You reach for them later. And so something that's in your heart, like, it says to embed the word of God in your heart, plant the word of God in your heart. Basically, it's when you need to go and grab for that thing, it's already planted inside of you. And so when my sons may feel discouraged or anything like that, guess what? This poem is already planted inside of them. So they have the reminder that, if I think I will lose, I'm lost. If I think I'm outclassed, like I am, So I would say to think on that poem, read it for yourself, print it out if you need to, as well, and keep that, in mind as you go through life. Because if we go through life just thinking we failed, we're done, we're giving up, then it's hard for anyone else again to believe in you and push you forward as well. And it's even harder for you to reach a destination you never believed you could get to anyway. Okay. So be mindful of that. We're going to go right to our devotion time for today. Our scripture today is really short, and it's coming from Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22. And it says, the least of you will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation. I am the Lord. In its time, I will do this swiftly. Okay. And another translation of this says, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Okay. So my question here is, what have you been waiting on? What have you been waiting on? Because y'all know in the waiting, it like our faith is challenged. Everything's challenged in the waiting. Your patience is challenged. How bad do you want it? Right? It's challenged. And so we don't know what the right time is. And so in that, it's hard to navigate it really, because you're like holding on. Like, I argued with God. I didn't argue with him. I was fussing, y'all. I could be a brat with the Lord. I could be a brat, period. But with the Lord, I was just like, God, I was questioning God. That's what it was. I was questioning him, like, are you about your word? You know, are you doing the things you said you were gonna do? Like, I was having this real life moment, what about the problem? Right down. I'm out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool. And these are things that I just wrote down that people don't even know I've written down. And God said this, God said that, or whatever. And I'm just like, Lord, you said your word is true. So what's up with this? Sometimes we look up and we go, why isn't it on our time? Why isn't it here yet? And Habakkuk says, that Habakkuk 2 said, I issued my complaints to the Lord, and I waited to see what the Lord would say. And then he said, the Lord responded, write the vision and make it plain. Well, you have to see what the Lord says. You got to write it down, So write the vision and make it plain so that the heralds can run with it, right? And then it says, though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come, right? So it's saying it's gonna take some time, and it might take some time. Okay, it will take time, but wait for it, right? And then that could take us to James 1, where he says in James 1, where it says, patience, let patience finish its work, so that you may be complete, lacking nothing. And so in this whole thing, in its time, it's a promise, right? The least of you will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation. I am the Lord. In its time, I will do this swiftly. Okay. And that's about expansion too, right? That's about growth, right? The least of you will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation. He's like, I'm increasing you. Don't worry about it. I'm increasing you. Don't worry about it. All the things I need you to do in the preparation time, don't worry about it. I'm increasing you. And in its time, I will do this. Oftentimes as humans, we try to bring our own increase. Like, I got to make it happen. I got to make it happen. I got to make it happen. And God's like, I already chose the time to increase your life, and yet we're human. So we're going to be like, well, hurry the hell up, please. Like, Lord, thank you, Father, trying to put some sugar on it. But ultimately, he said, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen for you. Right. And so what do we do in the meantime then? Like, what do we do in the meantime? Well, the thing about that, what do you do in the waiting? I mean, what do you do in the waiting? Where you're waiting for God to make it happen for you, or you're waiting for God to come through for you. What do you do in that time? Well, again, like I said, Habakkuk says, write the vision and make it plain, right? God gives you directions and instructions, and he's either changing your inner man or your outer surroundings, right? And so with that, what I mean by that is that God could be doing a work on you internally. Like, I think my pastor hit on this yesterday. Either he hit on it or I wrote the notes down while God was speaking. Okay. Or both. Okay. But in the waiting time, there are things that, like, we may not believe we have to grow, right? We may not believe we have to change, but literally you have to go from the person you are to the person God called you to be. And that requires transformation. And that transformation could be internal and external, happening simultaneously. Okay. And what that looks like and feels like is loss. It feels like I'm losing myself. I'm not doing the things I used to do that I love to do anymore. I'm not making time for me anymore. Like my routine has shifted now, you know? Or it could look like, I know you thought that you were doing the right thing when you did this over here, but now I want you to take it up a notch and do this over here, right? So, and I can say this, like where you are, I'm gonna use me as an example, okay? Me as an example. I try to love my enemies, okay? But I'm human too. So I, even though I act in love, my thoughts are like, I will trip you. That's my thought, being honest. Okay. This is full transparency. This is Tea Time with Tara. Okay. My thoughts are like, I would trip you, I would smack you. Like, please go somewhere about your business, right? With my enemies, right? But on the outside, I only treat them with love. I can have those thoughts and I'm like, I am not finna, I've just purpose to act in love. Okay. That's my choice, is to act in love. And so now, in order to go up a notch, where you got to get rid of those thoughts now. Now you got to turn those thoughts into something else. And this was something that I got while I was at church yesterday. Again, I don't know if the Lord was speaking or if it was my pastor that said this, but whatever it was, it landed with me from the Lord. And what that was like, okay, Tara, you can. Oh, what the pastor said was, you're giving things too much attention, right? Things are getting more attention than God. Things and people are getting more attention than God, right? That's what was said. What was heard to me in my spirit was that I needed to replace that focus with something else. And so in order to replace that focus with something else, I was with worship, right? That was what it was about. The sermon yesterday was about, like, replace it with worship. Well, for me, I was like, Lord, give me a song. Give me a song so that whenever my enemy comes against me, that song plays in my head, right? That song plays in my head. And so all I'm able to do is worship you in that time. All I'm able to do is think on you, start praying about you, and I'm not able to focus on my enemy. Allow me to not give my enemy any energy, any focus, any attention, no ammo, no nothing, right? Because sometimes when you even address a person that hates you, that just gives them excitement. They just get joy. Oh my gosh, that's what they wanted, right? They wanted to provoke you. And so when you're like, okay, I'm gonna take the position of love, I'm gonna sit in love, and I'm gonna set my mind on worship, right? That's like, what are you doing in the waiting? I'm becoming brand new in the waiting, because God said in the right time, he's gonna deliver me from this. And so all I have to do is follow his instructions. So if you're in a waiting period and you're like, God, when is this going to happen? When are you going to do this for me? What's going on? And he's like, I'm going to expand you. Trust me. I'm going to expand you. I, the Lord, will do it. I, the Lord, will make this happen. Okay. In its time. And so in the meantime, while you're waiting, trust my plan, but follow my steps, right? Follow my steps. And I think my pastor said that yesterday too. I think he mentioned order my steps, Lord. Not the song, but I think he mentioned like asking God to order your steps. But when God tells you what to do it. Do it. Okay. Like, it's more than about preparation. It really is about being made new and being made whole, right? Because you might be like, I'm good. I don't need to make no changes. That's the wrong mindset anyway, right there. Bam. That you do need to make changes because you just thought that. Okay. And don't get me wrong, we can all push back initially when we're being told something that could transform our lives. We push back. Okay, cool, push back. But later, consider that. Consider that even that mindset that I don't have to do that. I'm good. Like, I'm okay. Like I said, I think I shared last week, I'm not sure, but a friend of mine asked me what was missing. And I was like, nothing's missing. Like, no, it could just be that I need to surrender totally to God, right? Okay, both things can be true. I probably do need to surrender totally to God. And on the other hand, I need to ask the Lord, what's the missing piece? The missing piece doesn't mean that you're not doing something. The missing piece could be that God needs to add something to you and also remove something. Okay. So that was Isaiah 60, y'all, and 22. And that's the direction that God took me in for that. Okay. For our devotional time. Okay. If you need help with devotional time, if you need a focus while you're fasting, or you just want to, spend some more time with God intentionally, head over to my website, y'all, www.stalkyourdestiny.com. Don't forget that I wrote a 12-book devotional series, one book for each month. They are interactive books. They have a something for you to focus on for each day, a question for the day, something for you to think about, as well as points from the scriptures for that week, for you to read and be encouraged through the time that you are getting to know God more. And really, it's about application. Okay, so that series is called Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series at my website, www.stalkyourdestiny.com. And it is about application. Oftentimes we read the Bible and we don't apply it to our lives. And even go to church and learn about it, or listen to sermons or hear messages all the time, and you don't really know where to place those things in your life. And so these devotionals will help you with application of the word into your daily life. That's Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series on my website, www.stalkyourdestiny.com. While you're there, you can become a sponsor of the show. We love sponsors on this show. That helps to offset our fees here, and also helps to expand not only this message to reach new audiences, but to share your company, your product, your service, your offer, whatever it is you have going on with your business or your life that we can share. This is an avenue for that as well. So while you're on the website, stalkyourdestiny.com, be sure to go to Live and On Air, scroll down and hit the button that says Become a Sponsor. Sponsorship information is also on that page as well. Now, if you say, okay, Tara, I can consider being a sponsor, but I would rather just give without all of that, okay, wonderful. When you visit the website, hit the tab that says donation. We would love to have your donation as well. Again, it just helps us expand the show, reach more audiences, and continue forward being here with you all every week. And so hit the donate button on the website. You can donate any dollar amount that you like. You can donate once, or you can donate monthly. Okay, that's up to you. But all donations go towards helping this show continue forward and changing lives daily. Okay. What else on the website? You can check out my other books on the website. You can check out other links on the website for podcast interviews and magazine features that I have done as well. And y'all, if you haven't gone to the YouTube channel, you can still go to the YouTube channel from my website. Okay. www.stalkyourdestiny.com. Okay. So I'm just going to keep it moving right along, y'all, with our business topic of the week. And our business topic of the week this week is invest in truth, identity. We are going along with the ABCs to Stalk Your Destiny, which is a book on my website as well. The ABCs to Stalk Your Destiny goes from A to Z in helping you. It is also an interactive book with questions at the end of each chapter so that you can apply changes again to your life, real life changes. Okay. So we're going from A to Z here on the show right now. We're at the letter I, which is identity. So invest in truth. Okay. Identity. So with that, let's see. Invest in truth. Why would I say invest in truth in terms of identity? We live in a time now where everybody wants to be AI created, and we forget that AI is artificial intelligence. Artificial being the key word, intelligence, okay? They have to literally be programmed by us with our minds, okay? Our authentic minds, right? And a lot of people are using AI generated photos, and there's nothing wrong with these things, right? If you're for it, you're for it. If you're not, you're not. I'm not necessarily for it. I'm for authenticity. Okay. But I understand some of the people that utilize these tools and things with AI. But when it comes to your identity, and investing in truth, you have to remember who you are. You have to identify who you are and be honest about that. Now, this can go in so many different directions, and I'm gonna try to hit on the ones that come up, okay? But in investing in your truth and identity, y'all, like while we're on the topic of AI, that AI generated photo of you, that's not you. That's not you. That is not you. Okay. I don't know how many times like I said, that's not you. That's not the truth of you. It's a pretty picture if it's pretty at that, okay? If it's pretty, then that's what it is, a pretty picture, you know? But that is not you. And then when we have, like, I said this word a lot last week. I said the word performative. I am not interested in anything that is performative. I'm not interested in being on this show and becoming a character for you guys on the show. And then when you meet me in person, I'm a whole different person. I'm not interested in that. And don't get me wrong, that's a job for people. When you become a personality, that's a job for you. So to keep up the personality, that's what you do. You know, that's your job. You sign in on air, you do your personality's job, and then you sign off and then you do your real life job. That's not me, y'all. This is Tea Time with Tara. I get to be myself. Okay. So if you ever get the opportunity to meet me, you come across me, the only thing you might say is she's talking on the radio, but she don't really talk that much in person. That's probably the only difference you're gonna get. Okay. Because you know, I'm an introvert. So I can do the show and talk and teach because I married the message, right? I'm married to giving you all the message. I mean, and I am definitely sociable. But you know, that's probably the only difference. You'll see, like, oh, okay, well, I don't have something to say all the time. I don't have a conversation all the time for people. Hey, you know, all right, you know, could be a little bit awkward. Okay, I can be a little bit awkward. So when investing in truth, identify who you are. Audre Lorde said, if you don't identify yourself for yourself, you'll be crushed into little pieces of I'm butchering this quote, okay? So don't quote me, but you'll be crushed into pieces of what other people think of you, basically. Okay. If you don't identify yourself for yourself, that's what you will become. And so in that, even if you do identify yourself and you're not being honest with you, you're doing a disservice to yourself. Okay. You're doing a disservice to yourself. And so when identifying yourself for yourself, you got to be honest with you. Who am I? You know, like I was married and then I got divorced and then I was like diagnosed, not like I was diagnosed at that time. After the divorce, I was diagnosed later with chronic depression. And so in that time that I had the chronic depression, I had to battle that. I had to battle the depression. And the way of doing it was my therapist was telling me to go out, you know, like she was telling me to go do things I enjoy doing. And I really had to sit down and ask myself, like, what do I even like to do? Because our identities can get locked in to our roles and our titles, right? So I had been a stay-at-home mom for 4 years. I had been a wife for 5 years. Okay. And that marriage is a whole different story. Okay. But I came out of it wounded. You know, that's the easy way to say it. Coming out of a marriage and then being diagnosed later with chronic depression. Wow. Where do we go from here? Like, how do I do this? Okay. And so the truth is that, okay, you're depressed. And now you have to go do these things, but you don't even know yourself. So you have to take the time, you guys, and invest time in you. Invest time away from your responsibilities. I have a duty as a wife. I have a duty as a mother. I have a duty as a friend. I have a duty as a sister, right? So you have to separate yourself from your duties and determine what's the truth about me? And one of those questions again is, what do I like to do? Can I eat a meal alone and be satisfied? Okay. There are a lot of people out here struggling with loneliness and they just won't tell the truth. You're lonely. And you're lonely because you don't enjoy your own company. Sometimes that's what it is. Some people just really, really desire companionship. Okay. But you still have to ask yourself, why? Why do I desire companionship? And am I a healthy companion? Still have to identify the truth here. Still have to identify yourself for yourself. Yes, I desire closeness, but am I able to be close? Yes, I desire companionship. Am I a good companion? Can I be present in that? Okay. What do I like to do? What do I not like to do? Because when we start doing things we don't like to do and we're not saying it, we're performing that, which means we're showing somebody a lie about us, and that they may think, oh, they enjoyed that. Like, oh, they really do like this, or they really do like that. And that person is forming an image of you in their mind because they think that you're giving them the truth of the matter. So identifying yourself for yourself is not about creating a fake character. It's about really learning who you are, really learning what's good for you, what's not good for you, what you're willing to do, right? Willingness is a big thing. Okay. Am I open to this? Am I open to that? Am I open to learning? Am I open to hiking? Am I open to, these different things? Healing. Am I open to healing? Am I open to growing together? Right? Am I open to expansion? And so investing in truth, right? How do you have truth without hard questions? How do you have truth without answering the hard question? If everybody just stayed on the surface level, then yeah, we'd all just be some phony human beings. Just on the surface level, no depth whatsoever. And raise your hand if your favorite part of the pool is the shallow end. Raise your hand, because that means that you're not willing to learn to go into the deep. You're not willing to even baby step your way into the deep. You're not willing to navigate deeper waters, right? And if that's the truth about you, then that's the truth. Stand on it. That's your identity. Your identity is, nope, I'm good over here. This is where I thrive at. I'm happy here. If that is your truth, own it. But if you are a liar, own that. That's the truth about you. If you have a history of bullying people, you're a bully. Own it. Because the only way you can change that is if you acknowledge it. And yes, some things are hard to acknowledge. It's hard to acknowledge that you thought you were doing right the whole time and you found out you were doing wrong the whole time. You found out that your way of doing it may not have been flat out wrong, but it might have hurt somebody. Okay. And so if you find out that even though you thought you were doing the right thing and it hurt somebody, you have to identify, I did that. Identify the truth. Invest in the truth. And then identify yourself in that, because that means that you are responsible for it. That means that this is what you projected. Okay. That means this is what you were giving, whether you intended to or not. This is who you showed yourself to be. And y'all, and I don't mean, when I say intention and intended to, I mean that in a healthy way, because some people will use that against you negatively. That your intentions were good, your intentions are pure, and you messed up. But some people lie, and they will say that their intentions were good when they knew full well what they intended to do. And there's evidence to prove whether or not this person's intentions were truly good or bad. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of yourself and your intentions as well, because selfish ambition is not of good intent for others. That's only of good intent for self. Okay. So be mindful of that. Okay. And so I'm going to move forward because the screen changed to God's identity for you. When you're identifying yourself for yourself, we need to sit and take time as well. Like you say, I don't even know who I am anymore. That's perfectly fine. Listen, life changes. Life constantly changes. You're constantly growing. Things are constantly happening. We have We face losses all the time, and those losses change us. You lose friendships, you lose people, you lose money, okay? You lose weight, okay? These losses can change you in a positive or negative manner, right? You lose habits too, right? Bad habits, lose bad habits. And so these things change you. Excuse me. And so you have to be able to just ask the questions like, I know who I was 20 years ago. Am I stuck in that era of life? Am I stuck in that decade? Who am I today and who do I want to be tomorrow? And how can I get there? And this is where you have to really sit with the Lord and ask God, really, even your business, y'all, because let me be clear. These are business topics of the week. It's not just about your personal development, business wise. Sitting with God and strategizing. Who am I? Also says, who am I in terms of business? Who am I in terms of what you called me to do here on earth, right? Who am I in terms of how I interact with people? Okay, and y'all, and this is a big deal because with Stalk Your Destiny, we deal with identity, direction, and accountability. We ask the questions: who are you? Where are you in your life? How did you get there? And where are you going? Okay, and how are you going to get there? And so this is where you really do have to sit with God because, like, okay, well, I got this business idea, but what am I about to do? Who do I need to become in order to execute this well? Or who do I need to come in order to perform my job well? And I'm not talking about playing a game of switcheroo. Again, I'm talking about embodying your full identity, whether it is in business, whether it is in your home life, whether it is in your friendships, whatever it is, being true to you. Too many people are wearing masks. And not only are we wearing masks, y'all, we're hiding behind artificial intelligence. We're hiding behind computer screens. We're hiding behind jewelry, clothing, money. Money does not give you better character. It won't do it. Money does not give you integrity. It won't do it. Okay? Getting up and pretending to be somebody for the likes of the internet, okay? That's not that. It's a job. You're performing. You might as well just tell people that this is a performance. You're welcome. You might as well tell people that. But when you sit before God, you can't pretend. You can't pretend when you sit before God. Like, God knows all our secrets. Are y'all aware of that? Like, God knows all of your secrets. All of them. You might as well just be honest with him. You might as well invest in the truth with your relationship with God, because even your relationship with your business and all of those things, God can help you fix that. You fucked up your business. Okay. God can help you fix it. But it's gonna be an inside job, y'all. It's gonna be a job where it has to do with you have to change on the inside. Something has to happen where your identity lines up with what you're projecting. Something has to happen on the inside too, where your identity is lined up with what you're working towards, who you're becoming, and it's not easy. I'm saying it like get your shit together, and I mean it like get your shit together. But I do want you to know that I understand the process. It's not easy. I had to learn how to put down boundaries in my life. And that took 2 years before I could say no and walk out the door. Where you could say no and mean it. Where I could say no, I said what I wanted and what I needed, and this is not what I want or what I need. And honestly, you have to do that in all the rooms you walk into as well. Your identity, right? If I go into a room and an event or anything, and now I'm like, this is not the place for me, I don't have to stay. You don't have to stay in any place that causes you to question your identity. And by that, question, your presence. Why am I here? Once you start asking those questions, why am I here? What am I doing here? Leave. Hit the door. Hit the door, because investing in truth means if I'm being honest with myself, number one, I don't want to be here. Number two, I don't belong here. Number three, I would rather have done X, Y, and Z. right? So investing in truth starts with you. This is not about you, and it's your identity, right? I'm not talking about you investing in truth trying to go tell somebody else what they need to do. Oh, you need to do this, or you need to listen to this, or you need to read this book, or you need to no, 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 no. You need to go before the Lord and ask him about yourself. And by you, I mean all of us. We need to spend time in God's presence and figure out, Lord, who am I in this season of life? Because so much has changed, so much around me. I may or may not have done right or wrong, whatever that lands for you. But I want to get this next level right, Like right now, I entered into my 40s, y'all, in December. I turned 40 in December of last year. And so in doing that, now I'm like, okay, I had to go back and look, because remember I told you guys that I was wrestling with God a little bit, right? I was fussing, being a brat, right? And so in investing in truth, I'm asking God, are you a man of your word? Really? Are you really gonna keep your word? Are you promising? Are you doing what you said you promised me you would do? And things like that. And so in investing in the truth, the Lord was like, look back over the last decade of your life or more, right? You said you wanted to be a published author. What did you do? You became a published author. You said you were going to write a course. What did you do? You wrote a course. You said you were going to move to Atlanta. What did you do? You moved to Atlanta. And God showed me in that a different perspective. The truth. The truth is, while I'm sitting here whining about the promises that I think God has not answered, all the things on my own list of to-dos that I said I was going to do, and even though I could feel like a failure a lot, okay? I could feel like a failure a lot because the levels I thought I was going to reach, I haven't gotten to just yet. But what God showed me was you did what you said you were going to do. And what that showed me in turn about the Lord is that God is doing everything he said he would do. It's just not to the heights that I want it to be. It's to what he said. Okay? And I even saw a video about an hour before the show of Eric Thomas holding a brick. Dr. Eric Thomas. He was holding a brick and he was just saying, like, your dreams are too big. This is Dr. Eric Thomas stuff, not me. I saw the video this morning, like an hour before the show. And he was just saying, basically, like, your dreams are too big. You need to break them down into steps, right? Saying, like, face what's right in front of you. Stop trying to go for the whole big picture. Then you're going to keep feeling like you failed because you haven't hit that yet. And you're also missing the steps along the way. Okay. And so what that showed me was, I wanted to lose weight. I'm like, oh my God, I got to lose weight. Like, this ain't going to work. And I'm getting so upset about the gain of 20 pounds. The way that it happened, like, how did I gain 20 pounds so quickly, or whatever? It just, where did it come from? Right. And so instead of trying to, like, I'm finna lose 20 pounds. No, instead of like trying to lose 20 pounds, I was like, okay, let me find out what exercises work for me that I can commit to without thought. That I don't have to, because if I have to think about it, I may not do it, right? What exercises can I commit to without thought? Which ones do I naturally gravitate towards? Okay, great, perfect. How consistent can I be with that? How consistent can I be with not eating after 6 p.m.? Okay, wonderful. How long can I do this? Right? And so these are steps along the way for me I'm identifying the truth, right? I'm identifying the truth. I'm investing in the truth. That has to do with my identity. The truth is that I don't like how I look, okay? But investing in, okay, you don't like how you look, change it, right? These are the steps to change it. And the identity portion of this, I do this with my clients. I did this with my clients all the time as a life coach, basically, is when you have goals, don't make goals you have to meet. Make goals that meet you where you are. I'm going to say it again. When you make a list of goals, do not make goals that you have to meet. Make goals that meet you where you are, meaning break those things down to where these actionable steps go along with your program. Go along with how you naturally, like I tell people, they're like, oh, you should have a morning routine. And I said, your morning time is based on your peak time of day. Your morning time is not 2:30 a.m. because that's Dr. Eric Thomas's time. It's not 4 a.m. because that's when most millionaires get up. It's not 5 a.m. because before 5 a.m. is a thing on Instagram and I love it. You should check it out. Okay. It's not what everybody else is doing. This is right. Invest in truth, identity. That means be real with you about you. Okay. Be real with you about you. Your morning routine starts at your peak time of day. I don't care if that's 6 p.m. If at 6 p.m. that's your peak time of day, get up. Okay. Then do the things you said you wanted to do. Okay. Do the things you said. You have to identify what works best for you, for where you are and how you are, because that's about your identity. It's not that you're lazy, it's that you keep trying to force yourself to do something at the wrong time of the day. You have the most energy at 2:30 in the afternoon. So at 2:30 in the afternoon to maybe 6:30 in the evening, that's your go time. Go, 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 right? But you won't get to that until you invest in the truth about you, about how you already are, your natural flow of things. Okay? And so you got to figure that out. I may be all over the place with this, y'all, but I'm trying to hit different areas. I said it could go in multiple areas. I'm trying to hit different areas so that you understand that when it comes to investing in truth, the truth about you and yourself, and sitting before God and identifying yourself for yourself, when it comes to all of these things, you really got to take them one at a time and face the facts about you. Okay? You really got to get real with you, accepting, like, okay, this is how I respond to this type of thing. This is what I really love to do. This is the area I could really grow and change in. Oh, but this is what's holding me back. Where can I adjust? Okay. If you're going to go forward in life, I really hope that you take the time to answer those questions. Again, asking the hard questions. Investing in truth means I'm asking the hard questions. Okay. Because this is about my identity. I don't care what you think about me, but I do care about the type of person I am. I do care about how I treat you. I do care about how I feel about myself at the end of the day. Okay. And so investing in truth and identity, y'all don't take this video and go to somebody else and try to tell them about themselves. Oh no. Go to the mirror and tell you about yourself. Go to the mirror and tell you all the things you don't want nobody to tell you, but you know it's true. And if you need to forgive yourself, then forgive yourself after you do that. But hear it from you first. Hear it from you first. Because in that, then you get to do the work privately. You get to say, I'm struggling with this and I really could use help with it. Because when I go out this door, I want to be confident. Because when I get in front of those cameras, I really want to be the beautiful personality that I think I am. I want to be myself. It's no more time out for the artificial in real life, right? Time out for the artificial in real life. Let the artificial stuff stay where it's at. Okay? Let it stay where it's at. If you don't invest in the truth about you, you will surely become whoever the world thinks you should be. And that would be a tragedy. That would be a tragedy. So let me go ahead and recap this show for you guys. Our affirmations for this week, and this all should help you going forward with your identity and investing in your truth, is I am a big deal. I am a big deal. I have to let go of toxic hope that others will step up to a plate they take for granted daily. Remember that. Let go of toxic hope. I will keep shining and living my best life for me. And today will be an It's Possible day, y'all. Our food for thought quote was a Think and Grow Rich poem from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You all can Google that, or you can run this show back, listen to it again as well, or read the book. It's in the book, okay? The Think and Grow Rich poem. And just think about that. Think and grow rich. And even our pastor yesterday, when he was talking, he read scripture from Revelation chapter 2, verses 8 through 11, And in it was just saying that, telling the people of the town that they were in that they are rich. Think and grow rich, y'all. It's really about your mindset. It's really about your perspective. And as according to what we were learning yesterday, it's really about your faith. Where is your faith? Are you rich in faith? Are you faithful? Right? So check that poem out. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the Think and Grow Rich poem. Okay. Our devotional time was Isaiah 60, verse 22. And I'll just read that again because it was so short. It says, the least of you will become 1,000, the smallest of mighty nation. I am the Lord. In its time, I will do this swiftly. And also at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Okay, that was Isaiah 60, verse 22. And then our business topic of the week, y'all, is invest in truth. Some of the bullet points here are identify yourself for yourself. Okay. Or you'll be crushed into little pieces of what everybody thinks and eaten alive. That's the end of the Audrey Lorde quote as well. And then God's identity for you. Okay, so if you're like, Lord, I think I know who I am, but ask God, Lord, who did you call me to be? What purpose am I here to fulfill? Right? So be sure to pray about that. Be sure to listen too when you pray. Pray and listen for God's response, y'all. Okay. And also, again, if you haven't already, check out the website, www.stalkyourdestiny.com. Check out books, planners, articles, and interviews on there. Also, head over to the live and on air tab, scroll down, learn about the different sponsorship packages that we have, and consider becoming a sponsor. Simply hit the button that says become a sponsor and determine which package you'd like. For that, if you don't want to become a sponsor, then do go to the website, www.stalkyourdestiny.com, and hit the donate tab. You can donate as little as $1, as much as you like to donate, and as many times as you'd like to donate to this show. Our goal here is to just change lives daily and expand, okay? And to remain. We want to keep going. We're in year 3, y'all. We have entered into year 3, so we're in year 3 of the Tea Time with Tara live and on air radio show. And this is year 10 of Tea Time with Tara as well. And so all your donations and sponsorships help to continue to push this forward so that I can give you all positivity every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central. That has been our show for today. I am Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership, y'all. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe that you have a voice and it needs to be heard. Please do head over to my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified anytime I go live or upload a video, and share it with somebody, y'all. Like and share this video with someone who you think may need it, or like and share any of the videos, because you can go back and watch my episodes from the very first Tea Time with Tara live and on air. Like and share the videos as you wish. Until then, I'll be back next Monday. I'm scheduled to be back next Monday, okay? 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central. I hope to see you here. Until then, y'all have a beautiful week. Bye.
I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it down, but I won't lose love. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny. Oh.
Every time it's on everything, the lies you cheesing, I'm cheddar. Gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gonna stop till I rest in peace. They put a hold on my lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% and I get 200 every time. No one I'ma run from, I'm the one up on it. You don't want none from me. You will bet where my strength get pumped from. So let's go ride to the child of God. Standing toe to toe, no hiding now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock, I got the sauce, you want my to hide. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength assassin, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have called me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as it is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Move around and call me on my A game. So speed like the A train. The thing that I'm stalking on, I gotta take off on myself, I don't gang bang. When you want to get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000. Y'all gave me dreams doing with chest.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it, 'cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.